Hey, Mr. Randall, this is for the assignment 8.2, which is creating an application, doing an essay or a video. I decided to do the video to see if I can articulate a little more better in writing. It's called using the 4 points that we have been reading in the book of Klein and determining, I guess, how to correctly apply the verses that we have chosen to the world. The one that I picked was 1 John chapter 4, verses 1 through 6. And using the 4 points, the 4 methods, which is 1, determining the original application intended by the passage. 2, evaluating the level specifically of those applications to the original historical situation. If the original specific applications are transferable across time and space to other audiences and situations, apply them in culturally appropriate ways. 3, if the original application are not transferable, identify one or more broader cross-culture principles that specifically specify or specific elements of the text reflected. And then number 4, find appropriate applications for today that implement those principles. Going over the book of John, the 1 John, written by the apostle, going through all this using all the 4 methods. I know that the book, or the context of the book, was written at a time that was after the destruction of Jerusalem, when the people of God were all scattered everywhere. He was speaking to a couple churches, and I know that there was a lot of situations going on at that time where the church was being divided, and it had false prophets that were coming into the church and preaching a different doctrine at that time. And the chapter or the verse here speaks about testing the spirits. How can I apply this in the religion or the ministry, that I'm involved, which is the prison ministry? The ministry speaks dearly to me because of my situation, my past testimony, what I've been involved in, and how I will apply this message. I think it's a universal message that can be used, and the principles that I see in reading, through it, is basically coming from that sense of that world, from the prison environment or the incarceration environment, especially somebody who is at that time we're trying to change our lives and we have gone to Christ and we have accepted Christ, and then now, either inside or outside trying to live that life. How does our life reflect that we have changed? And then now being careful to not be swaying in the wind from one side to the other. And as was going on in this time, that people were actually leaving the church when John had wrote these the 3 letters, and especially in chapter 3 and chapter 5, he was dedicating it to actually showing who actually belonged to God, and through their efforts and God having God's love instilled in them. But going back to, like I said, applying this to that situation, I would apply that and speaking to them and saying that, whenever we are on this journey, on this road, that we have actually changed and we want change, there are times that things or situation, people will come into our lives and disrupt that. It will cause a disruption in our walk. It could be from something that they're mentioning. It could be a belief that they have. We are in 2022 where everything is kind of like not really changing, because I do believe things are always going to be the same. It's just a different generation facing them, but that people have different beliefs and they will try their best to try to knock you off the horse. You have to maintain. You have to be forward. You have to test people. You can't just go off of what somebody is telling you that they brought to you, whatever the case is, or a situation like now with the social media, with the TikToks and the Instagram and Facebook, that whenever somebody posts something on one of those social media sites and they say, hey, look, this is something that'll get you more healthier or you can live better, people don't even do research. They just go directly and do exactly what that person said. We have to live our faith and strive every day. It is a race all the way until the end. We are supposed to make sure that whatever is coming into our ears or whatever that we are listening to, that is sound. It is sound doctrine and it goes with what we believe in. So that way our walk is not disturbed. John was going through a time here, and like I said, and trying to present that to the people there. And then he also goes in the beginning of the chapter saying that the people that had left, they were even of God. You know, if they were of God, they would have, I'm paraphrasing, they would be here with us as well. So that's the application that I will use in the ministry that I am involved in, especially with the prison ministry. That is something that, you know, you have to be very careful on how you are speaking to people like this that have been through so much already. But at the same time, they're weak because they are followers. So in trying to teach them how to be leaders and teach them that they don't have to follow every little person, you know, out in the street or wherever it is, because that's what got them into the mess that they are in. That's what got me into the mess that got me in the same predicament they were in. Test the spirits, test those around you. Make sure that whoever is around you, whatever they're speaking of, is speaking it of what you believe in. And if not, then you need to find another source. You need to walk away from them. Well, Mr. Ryan, I do want to say at the end of this video that I appreciate your class. I've learned a lot. This is all brand new to me, college. I'm trying to learn how to, you know, do the writings a little bit more better, the essays. I know you've been grading, critiquing, and I appreciate every constructive criticism that you have given me. I am trying my best with this, and I do believe that it will get better. God bless you. God bless your family. And I hope that your future endeavors are, you know, what you hope for them to be. God bless them.